Good morning, Tuesday, December 17th. Got a lot going on this week. Got a press release going out. We got year-end extravaganza on Thursday. But today we're talking about charging in the infrastructure, Super Cruise, and Klarna, the company, not hiring a single person. And there's an interesting reason why that is. You're going to want to stick around.
Wild stuff.
It is. I shared this with my team yesterday. Not to make everybody afraid, but talk about the realities of this world.
It's intense.
Yeah, it is. That was
it's not for everyone, but it's definitely intense, and the reality is sinking in.
That's true. It's about to be intense. Hey, look, we have a webinar on the schedule for tomorrow. We've been talking about it for the last week. You need to go to ASOTU.com and sign up for it because we're talking about service to sales strategy. We're talking to an actual dealer, Shane O'Hanrahan, GM at Chapman BMW Chandler, who has transformed his service drive into generating 30 to 45 cars a month on the sales side. Great little thing. You want to hear about it from the person who's doing it. We're going to do that tomorrow at, 1 p.m. Eastern? 1 p.m. Eastern?
Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
2 p.m. Eastern. 2
we
p.m.
already
Eastern.
have almost 200 people registered for this, by the way.
Whoa.
So if you're wondering whether or not people are interested in this,
just
200 of your peers are mostly dealers as well. We looked at the registration list. So you want to be there. It's going to be an amazing conversation. We will be live, so you can ask live questions and heckle us live. Or if you can't be there, make sure you sign up so you get the recording and we can move forward from there. That's going to be a good one, man.
It's going to be great.
What else? Year-end extravaganza this Thursday, December 19th. Pull out your calendar app right now and just put it right in there. 1 p.m. Eastern, year-end extravaganza. This is our 4th annual one. We're going to be talking to a lot of great people that you may know or may not know, maybe some new people for you in this 1-hour program. A lot of well wishes, a lot of fun conversations. We teed up a couple of jokes. You, me, and Michael Cirillo are going to do our best late night talk show hosts.
They're real. They're very real.
Real jokes. I know. Well, they're real. We work
very real stories. They
are real stories. And we're going to do our best. If you ever wanted to see what it looks like to just toe the line between being canceled and not, you want to tune
right in on the line.
That's we put a lot of care to be like, can we say that? Let's not say that. They're really nice people. Let's not say that. That's mostly what the conversation
This is some of the most fun we have all year. Just so
if you can't tell already.
Yes,
if you can't tell already. All right, I think that's good for now.
Let's get into it.
The best way to watch that, by the way, you go to LinkedIn, look for ASOTU, our account, follow us anyway. Click on events.
There you go.
Attend. Invite all your friends. The more the merrier. We have a blast in the comments as well, so that's probably half of the fun is being in the comments with the people. All right, let's talk about some news. The Biden administration's plan to blanket U.S. highways with federally funded EV chargers will be moving forward no matter who sits in the Oval Office next year. I mean, we do know who's going to be sitting there. The National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure, the NEVI, NEVI program, has already allocated about half of its funding to states, with the rest already pre-approved. So far, 11 states have opened, drumroll please, 30 federally backed sites with more than 130 ports. Only cost $2.4 billion, aimed at creating chargers. How to put that in there? Creating chargers every 50 miles along major highways. So obviously there's a lot of infrastructure work going on as well. Yep. States are managing their own programs, though 10 states have yet to even submit project proposals.
Whoa.
Slowing projects in certain regions. North Dakota, right? I don't know if they didn't, but I doubt they did. Once the initial 50-mile network is complete, funds can go towards chargers in cities, suburbs, rural areas to make sure there are faster, higher-powered stations expected to follow. So Laura McDonald, chief analyst of Perrin, said it's too late to stop the momentum at this point. It would take almost an act of God for Trump or Congress to overturn it. Basically, everything's already been allocated and approved. So the money is going out. I think the use of the money is going to change.
Yeah. I mean, either way, we still need more chargers. Like, it doesn't matter to me if it's the private or the public sector right now. Like, the only way to get more EV adoption is to reduce range anxiety and not have people worrying about where they're charging specifically on trips, so that it's not just the second vehicle, it's the primary vehicle. So like, hey, I don't know where the 2.4 billion went, but we got some more chargers.
Not a lot of people do. I have a feeling, though, that the new administration is going to be a little more, let's say, accountable with where the money is being spent, which hopefully results in a lot more chargers and a a good solid level of EV adoption. I want to say hi to some friends on the live stream. Katie Mares, good morning, gentlemen. Excited that I finally caught a live. We're excited that you're here too. Welcome to the live stream thing. This is what we do every morning. We're just here. And Brian Ortega is razzing me because I have a collared shirt on. Don't get yourself too excited. This is a flannel shirt. It's got like a leather patch on this. It's not that fancy.
It's not that fancy.
It's a little woodland.
We are going to go fancy for year-end extravaganza this week, though,
we are.
ladies and gentlemen. Just
Hold
so you
on,
know.
I have to show you something, Kyle.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. If you're not watching, Paul has run off screen. It gets weird sometimes. Oh,
I brought
I
brought my own Christmas tree. Look at this thing.
Look at this guy. I think that's a real Christmas tree. He had a pot and everything. That's unbelievable. Was that in an actual potter? He can't hear me yet.
No,
was that in an actual potter?
No. No,
it looked like it. I was like, man, this guy brought an actual real tree.
Like,
I mean,
wow,
he's got the flannel on.
strong.
Maybe he just like went out, cut that down like old Paul Bunyan and brought it on in today.
Yeah, well, that's why I put the flannel on. Right. How to put the flannel on.
This show just got weird halfway through it. It's great.
Look, when you interrupt your wife's Christmas decorations, and I'm like, oh, I'm leaving the house, and I run in. I'm like, oh, I need to borrow this for today. I walk out with the Christmas tree.
Too good.
She's just like, whatever. All right, let's go. We need to keep moving, I think.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
So this is an editorial written by our good friend Jamie Butters, editor of Automotive News. We thought it was an important topic that we would cover. His perspective on it is really, I think, timely. General Motors facing a critical moment as the introductory Super Cruise subscription. So Super Cruise is their level 2 autonomy system. You know, it's kind of like it drives itself. The subscriptions that came with the vehicle are now starting to expire. GM has said they were looking to generate $25 billion annually from subscriptions and services by 2030. I think originally they were like, we're going to generate $50 billion. Half of that was autonomous vehicles, which they just scrapped, 2 weeks ago. And now these subscriptions are expiring. Our friend Jamie, he said, quote, at $10 a month, because he has a truck with Super Cruise. He goes, at $10 a month, I'd consider it a no-brainer. Even though I'm kind of a cheapskate and resistant to subscriptions, at $50 a month, as some Google searches indicate, it's an easy no. The price listed on Cadillac.com is temptingly between $25 a month and $250 per year. He concludes with, so far, GM's OnStar and Ford Pro, with its suite of logistical and diagnostical software designed for commercial fleet managers, seem to be the only automotive units that have tapped sustainable revenue streams. The key is offering a service that adds value for the consumer, whether owners of Cadillacs and other GM vehicles see Super Cruise as an additional value or something that should just be included with the original price is going to be interesting. But I'll say this, it's got a shot.
Yeah, when I think about the shot that it has to take the same shot in the budget line item as like a streaming service, in my opinion. Like, going to that $25, $30, $50
it can't be more
a month,
expensive than the thing that keeps your kids quiet all month.
That's right. That's exactly it. Like it's the same thing, actually, right? Like Super Cruise allows you to turn around and whack kids without worrying about it, right? Or you got the Hulu subscription. One of the two, they do the same thing. Yeah, I obviously we've seen the bumps and bruises that automakers have taken when looking at subscription services over the last 4 to 5 years. I do think that some level of increased like capacity for driving there's like a precedent for that, right? But also you see it kind of like with Tesla, they just kind of upgrade you pay the upfront. So I think there has to be some balance of like, hey, maybe I want to pay for this monthly, or maybe I want to pay for it all up front, because it is just a feature that you unlock, right? Yeah. And so I wonder,
think it's got to be bundled. It's got to be bundled. You have to include it with, because I have a newer GM vehicle, and it's got like the 4-year subscription to OnStar and the internet works. But I don't have Super Cruise. But even so, it's like seeing a line item for Super Cruise at 25. I still, even no matter what it is, I still can't see a subscription, even if it includes like internet, OnStar services. Man, once you get over that like $16 a month level,
right?
like it's just going to start to depreciate.
Yeah, you're
really
seeing
quickly.
like Apple TV and some of and Netflix get up into that like $13 range right now for just this mindless subscription. And I think that's where automakers, if they want to really make this work, they're going to have to stay in there or actually undercut it to be able to like get into the market. I just can't see $25 to $50 nailing it.
Me neither. Answering a question from the live stream, James Raymond says, what city was Nathan's EV adventure filmed?
Oh, so good.
Well, that was, believe, a trip from Richmond. Well, it was the Richmond airport to John Foley, and then we went to Charlottesville. So it was in the state of Virginia, if anyone's asking. And if you haven't seen it, where is that? Is that on an ASOTU channel or is that Nathan?
Nathan? I think it's on ASOTU channel.
On ASOTU. I reposted, so you can find it by searching me on LinkedIn.
There you go. Search Nathan. He's rocking his LinkedIn game lately.
This dude is
following Nathan. He just had an awesome post about Interstellar yesterday. That was my favorite because that movie's my favorite. All right. Speaking of things leaving the office.
No,
the box office.
Klarna's CEO, Sebastian. You ready for this one?
Wait, what is Klarna? Let everybody know what Klarna is. It's like a fintech company.
Yeah, fintech.
Okay.
Yep. So Sebastian Siemiatkowski, did I get it?
Siemiatkowski.
Recently touted AI's role in reducing the company's workforce, but a closer look reveals the buy now, pay later giant hasn't fully swapped humans for machines just yet. So they came out saying, hey, look, we're not hiring anyone that isn't AI. They did reduce their workforce from 4,500 to 3,500 over the last year, but there was a hiring freeze, some natural attrition. He was claiming that AI can do all the jobs that we as humans can do, but they are still hiring. They have 50 plus open roles globally, primarily for essential positions like engineering and partnerships. The CEO's comments, press lead, or the press lead for them commented and said they've stopped actively recruiting to expand, but backfill critical roles. So they're not actively pursuing expanding with humans. They're pursuing expanding continually with AI. Obviously, he has been like put up on this pedestal of like, oh, wow, you really think that you can build a company off of only AI?
Yeah. Well, here's Nathan. Can you pull that picture back up for a second? First of all, I need to say the picture, he looks like a stand-up comedian about to deliver a really funny joke.
Just nail it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he does, but that just caught me that way. But basically, the company has a 20% attrition rate. They just stopped hiring silently over the last year, right? So this is actually a story where they're talking about what they already did, not what they're about to do, which I think is more impactful. They said, we just stopped hiring with a 20% churn. We naturally, digressed from a 4,500 person company to a 3,500 person company. The business didn't shrink. The business actually grew a little bit. And now they have AI doing the work of, I don't know if we had this in the notes, doing the work of what they say would have taken 700 humans to do.
Yeah, just via ChatGPT. The other crazy thing that they did is, in order to deliver the financial results, and maybe this is why the photo's a little funky, is all of it was done by a deep fake of himself.
Right, to show that's right. He made a deep fake of himself to deliver the video. So this has actually sent a little bit of ripples. I shared this with my team at Congruent, the agency, yesterday, and people had a really mixed response to it. Like, I'm like, one person says, this actually makes me really scared. Right?
Yeah,
which is one of the, I didn't share it to scare people. And I said this, I don't share this to scare you, but I share you to say there's also a stat in this article, if you click through the link, that says, we covered it yesterday, how companies are using using AI. Only 6.5% of companies are using AI tools.
It's unbelievable.
6.5. So I said to my team, and I say this to everyone in the audience, if you start to deploy AI tools in your company, you are in the leading 6.5%, which means you're ahead of 94-ish% of everyone else. So that's why I said, don't let it scare you. Let it motivate you to the fact that because you're using these tools, you are in the lead, and your company is going to be able to grow and scale with the people you have on board.
And literally, I was having a similar conversation in the tech company yesterday, and one of our senior architects for the entire company shares a link internally, and there's a UTM source ChatGPT, right? Which means he found that link by searching for it in GPT, and it solved a pretty hefty development problem for us, like in minutes, which could have taken a developer, you know, a few hours to research historically.
Developers are cheap these days, though, aren't they? Yeah.
Not at all.
So
No, because yeah, that's a whole other story.
It is. But talking about that, how it boils down to what we are doing in the automotive industry. There are countless ways to deploy AI tools, but you have to be paying attention to it. We're trying to help that a little bit. Didn't intend to plug this here, but we started an AI newsletter called autoindustry.ai. Oh, he's going to pull up the graphic. He's fast. And we didn't even talk about this. Autoindustry.ai. You should get on that email list because we're trying our best to just drip feed you every week some of the things that are happening, some actual use cases in automotive, some really great prompts, which are next level to plug into even just simple tools like ChatGPT to help you write scripts, answer calls, solve problems. And we just want to say everybody in this community should be at the lead, period.
Should be at the lead, for
should
sure.
Be at the lead. Listen, thanks for tuning in with us, especially you first-timers on the live stream today. We're here every morning. Remember, we have a webinar tomorrow, and we have Year-End Extravaganza on Thursday, but we'll be back here tomorrow morning with another version of the show. Go crush it.